Good afternoon, viewers. You are watching us live from our main studios here at Sokotra, and this is your one-on-one show with me, Pa Usman Fall. Today on the studio with me, I have a guest from the United States of America, Mr. Herman Little, who will shortly introduce himself. But before that, like I always say, if you want to be part of our programs, just follow us on all our social media platforms. We are on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and we usually screen on TikTok live. And today's guest is a man of wisdom, a man of timber, a man of caliber, a man that literally loves Africa. And he told me that he prefers staying in Africa than going back to America, which is a surprise to me. And I believe it's going to be a surprise to many Gambians, especially the young ones who are extremely desperate to go to America. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to the one-on-one show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We will want you to tell us a little about you and who is Mr. Little.
That's a loaded question. But yes, my name is Herman Little. I am born and raised in Chicago. Of many years, I've stayed in many states in Chicago. Local businessman, a musician, a creative, a husband, a father, cigar smoker, a coffee farmer. But I found my way a little 3.5, 4 years ago to the Gambia. I love this place, and I now call it home.
You call it home. Wonderful, yes. Wonderful. I mean, we've heard it from him, and he said it all. The Gambia is his home, and I will, as Gambians, we want to tell you welcome to Gambia.
Thank
and
you.
I hope you enjoy the rest of your life here. But
Thank you.
we are also hoping that we can also go to Chicago and also do the same thing there anyway. Well, anyway, okay, Mr. Herman, interestingly, we will want to know what motivated you to come to the Gambia.
To come to the Gambia, yes. Well, my family and I, we were already in the process of moving to Kenya.
Kenya, okay.
We've had a life-changing experience by going to Kenya and just learning more about Africa, but we've always been in pursuit of our heritage, our culture.
Wow.
In the process that led us to Kenya.
Wow.
We are currently growing coffee there in Kenya, but Spirit just led us to the Gambia. A friend ended up telling me that before I make that transition to Kenya, try and visit this little small country in West Africa. I visited Gambia 3.5 years ago and never left.
Wow.
Soon as I touched the soil, I knew that this was home.
Wow.
Unlike other places, like all of Africa is beautiful.
Yeah.
But there was a special attachment to the Gambia. I felt it. I felt like I was home.
Wow.
And 3 years later, I'm still here.
You're still here. Awesome. Welcome to our motherland once again.
Thank you.
The Gambia, indeed, the Gambia is a beautiful place, and it's a place to be.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
I agree.
And, yeah, and you've made mention of something really important. You are into growing coffees.
Yes.
Isn't it? So are you planning to do the same thing in the Gambia here?
Well, yes. Currently, right now, we're growing in Kenya.
Okay, okay.
And we're working with a company that's helping us build relationships in Kenya as well in South America. They are actually in the States, so they created the partnership for us.
Wow.
But I'm looking to bring that, since I'm now here in the Gambia, I'm looking to bring that closer to home.
Closer to home.
Because now this is home for me. So we are in partnerships now, and in talks of making some wonderful partnerships between Gambians and Sierra Leone that we can have everything manufactured here.
Wow, awesome. So based on your own analysis, do you believe that the Gambian soil and the climate, coffees are really good to be grown?
So we're still in pursuit of understanding the climate of the Gambia for coffee. Coffee farming requires a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of resources.
Yeah.
So we are in the process of just gathering more data before we fully engage into the Gambian market for farming.
Wow.
However, we know that our neighbor, Sierra Leone, is very good in growing coffee.
Wow.
Farming is still there, and we can create a partnership that can be lucrative for both countries, both families that when they partly grow there, and we manufacture and distribute and roast here in the Gambia. But we're open to all of ideas to make it fruitful for all of Gambia.
I just hope it won't be that difficult because, I mean, analyzing the seasons that we have, I mean, in Sierra Leone you have what we call 9 months of rain, but in the Gambia you have like 3, sometimes 4. So when it comes to rain, how beneficial is rain when you are a coffee grower?
Rain is essential.
Wow.
So you need the rain. So if you don't have rain, you now have to create an adequate water supply for it. So that's why we say Sierra Leone, they have a history, they have a culture of it, and it goes back generations. So doing it here in the Gambia, it might require a bit more of work. So in the process of talking and information, what we cannot do in the Gambia, we would do in Sierra Leone. And what we can't do in Sierra Leone, we would definitely do here in the Gambia.
Wow, wise system of, you know, doing your business. And you've also made mention on your introduction that you are also a music producer.
Yes,
isn't it? So how are you able to go with both businesses, being a music producer, I mean, managing certain artists at the same time, you know, venturing into this coffee business, and you have, I mean, different businesses from different parts of the world. As one Mr. Little, how are you able to, you know, do both at the same time?
Wow. Yeah, so my background is music. I am a music producer. I've been in music my whole life. I started at a very early age, 7, 8 years old. My family saw that I had took an interest in music and particularly piano. And with my parents, they provided resources and opportunities for that. Over the years, it created opportunities where I recorded with many major artists in the States, even won a Grammy with Jennifer Hudson. We've done some amazing things. But what I've learned from music is all about collaboration. It's all about pulling things together, whether it's the trumpet, whether it's the bass, whether it is piano, to create some piece or some experience, right? It's no difference than music or coaching clients. You have to know how to move and manage all the different moving parts to create something wonderful. Essentially, that's the nature of life. The nature of life, you have to learn as a father, you have to learn how to work with your son. Son is totally different than your daughter. And your daughter is totally different than your wife or the second son. So all of these different personalities, all these different timbres, you have to be creative. And so that's what brings me to coffee. I find coffee is the very same thing. You have to learn how to work with the various elements of nature to produce a nice cup of coffee, or even with the cigars. It's all music to me.
Awesome. Great. And then you have been in the Gambia for quite a while now, and I believe there's no doubt you've been listening to Gambian music as well. And you, perhaps maybe you might even know a few artists, right? So how do you see Gambian artists and Gambian music? If you were to change anything, what would it be?
Wow, I absolutely adore Gambian music. Gambian music is, well, I love Afro beats. I love all music in general, right? Whether it's classical, R&B, hip hop. But I love Gambian music, and particularly Afro beats, because it is more of a feeling. It's just like what we compare to in the States, or blues or R&B. It's that soul, right? So here in the Gambia, I feel like when I listen to the music, such as artists like Jizzle or ST, I feel very close to culture. I feel close to the soul of the people. So if you want to know the people of any country or city or tribe or village, you have to listen to the music. The music tells you about the people. So I'm close. I enjoy it. But one thing that for me particularly that I would like to see changed in the Gambia is we have artists working very hard on their music, very hard on their craft, looking for additional opportunities for them beyond the Gambia, but also looking for opportunities of revenue for them in the Gambia and beyond as well. So as far as advice, I would just say it's not necessarily for the artists. It's for the powers that be or that control, so we can create opportunities for them.
Wow, awesome. That is really, that's quite interesting. We've seen you literally, understand the dynamism of Gambia, especially around the music sector. And another thing, I will now take you back a little to the business sector.
Sure.
You've been saying that you want to, start doing business in the Gambia. Perhaps maybe you bring your coffee, investment here. So have you done your survey to know the actual estimated cost as long as establishing a business in the Gambia is concerned?
Absolutely. So we're already started, it's not as far as the coffee manufacturing and distributing. We're starting preliminary with our cafe. So our cafe was officially to open this past April, but we had some changes that pushed us now to September. And that's, once again, the nature of business and the nature of life. Things doesn't go the way that you like, you'd have to make the adjustments. So we're starting with a cafe, and the cafe will incorporate all that we do, from cigars to our very own coffee being served there in a coffee bar, but also a cafe. A unique cafe with a unique menu that has everything on the menu that is infused with coffee. So it will be a creative environment that also has music. So we're trying to pull all that we do into a safe space, initially here in the Gambia as Energy Cafe, and then we'll expand to other business and operations.
Wow, awesome. And in regards to, the coffee business, have you acquired a land, which is a fundamental part of it, because in order to grow crop, you need a very fertile and good land, one that is extremely spacious, a land that even if the raining season is just 3 months, whereby you can come up with good irrigation systems. Have you acquired that land, or you are still working on it?
We're still working on that. Once again, land for coffee farming requires a lot of information, data, and strategic measures put in place. And so unless you have all of that information ready to go and the resources necessary, it is required that you take some time. So for me, coffee farming is not my background. It is my hobby. It's my passion. So it might take me a little longer than someone that has been doing this for 20, 30 years. And so my plan of action is I may not be the smartest one in the room, but I will hire the smartest one to help me. Right? And so what we're doing now is just taking our time to find out the proper place and do what we need to do. But again, it's no need to reinvent the wheel. If there's another place that is available that we can farm, but still pull in the local people and the local communities, that works just as well.
Great, great. Now I believe why many old men will say coffee is only for smart people. now I definitely know the reason. But another interesting question, which might sound a little bit rhetorical, but I want you to tell us why do you love coffee so much? Because coffee is a passion to you, is something that you want to grow. There are a lot of crops that you can grow different from coffee, isn't it? But why the extreme passion of coffee?
For coffee. Wow, coffee is, there's a special experience with coffee. Coffee, it has many dynamics, it has many layers. A few years back, before coffee, I was drinking tea. And I was drinking tea very regularly. trying out different teas and knowing that one tea I can taste a little more of what we call here in Gambia, wanjo, hibiscus.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you have this tea, you taste this.
Yeah.
But when I was exposed to coffee, it completely changed me that the dynamics were so much greater for me. The experience was greater for me.
Wow.
I could taste the levels of sugar. I could taste the level of honey, the bitterness. I could just taste the differences there.
Wow.
But not only from the different variations of coffee, I think it has something to do with the experience.
Wow.
Right?
Awesome.
So by visiting Kenya, visiting certain places in Africa, you can visit the country.
Absolutely.
When you taste Kenyan coffee, it tastes totally different than Moroccan coffee or something grown in America or South America.
Awesome.
So coffee has its different layers, just like different people, different dynamics.
Exactly.
So you experience different personalities in coffee.
Coffee, absolutely.
So, yes.
Absolutely. This is really, really great. I will love to ask you, like, for example, if you are ready to work with like those local business owners in order to have partnership with them. Like, for example, if you want to do your market survey and order, I know all these things are included.
Absolutely.
But we will be going for a short commercial break. When we come back, that is where we are going to, pick it up from. Viewers, just to tell you that this is your one-on-one show, and you see my guest, he is educating us, and we are learning a lot when it comes to business and other things. If you want to be part of the program, you know what to do. Just, follow us on all our social media platforms. We are on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Don't touch the dial. Stay tuned as the program is getting interesting. We are going for a short commercial break, and we will be right back.